Enjay and author Nicola Jane Taylor. I'm from the northwest of England in Blackburn, and today I want to do a video talking about my books and up and coming releases. In the future I hope to do more of these videos. This is my first one. I am so nervous, and I just hope you enjoy the introduction to my books and get to know me a little bit. The first story I'd like to talk about, my first release of the year, is The Fallen Ones, released on the 21st of June, and it was originally published in the anthology Bloody Sexy by Camilla Vores. And Camilla is a very good friend of mine. I've worked with her on several projects, including Pantheon, which is up on Amazon right now. You can go and download it. It's a pagan celebrating Saturnalia, and the stories are based around that festival and the god. Camilla's is more of a dream a fellow has with the objects of his desire, and mine's more historic, set in Roman times, and follows a woman called Maria. So if you like that kind of thing, go and download it. It's over 18s only. It is erotica. You can tell we're both horror writers though, like you're reading it. I worked with Camilla on Sliced Girls. My short story Berlin War was released in Sliced Girls. That's due to be re-released soon. I will update you with dates as soon as I get them. The Fallen Ones is a erotica story. It's an erotic horror. It's about a woman called Hannah Richards. She's at a crossroads in her life. She's sat there wondering what to do next when Nicholas Seth, an exotic looking guy, very seductive, very mysterious, should we say, homes in on her and begins a conversation that leads her to following him. They start up a strange relationship. It's very steamy, but also, as my editor was reading through and she was commenting, she was going, oh no, or ooh, which is exactly what I want my readers to do. The Fallen Ones was my first ever publication. I wrote it in the darkest hour of my life. I'd only just lost my mother to Crohn's disease. She died and I had a breakdown. She was my best friend, and if any of you can donate to a Crohn's disease charity or a stroke society, then please do. It's so important that we get more information and better care for people who have suffered either of these two conditions. My mother suffered both of these. It was the end of a long period of sickness and hard work, and it took it out of 3 grown adults. So for it to end the way it did, it was very traumatic, and it took me a long while. It's still taking me time to heal, but having my writing has worked for me very therapeutically, and I'm finding that I can pour a lot of my life into my writing. I'm not saying that what happened to Hannah Richardson in The Fallen Ones happened to me, but it kind of did. When I was lost at a certain point in my life many years ago, somebody homed in on me and took me on a weird kind of relationship that didn't mess me up as such, but it didn't lead me down the right path. Let's put it that way. So The Fallen Ones is metaphorically about my life. Loosely, metaphorically about my life. And it is a quick read. It's a new market I'm exploring. because I feel when people are reading erotica, a full novel is maybe not why you're reading it. You don't want a full novel, maybe you just want a quick fix, or something to read out to a partner, to get you both going, or you know, you want a bit of escapism during your day, and you haven't got time to read a full novel, you haven't got time to read a full chapter that a novel gives you. Whereas in a quick read, or a novella, or a short story, which is what the Fallen Ones is, it fills that half an hour that you may have spare to read it. So I hope you enjoy the story, if you didn't read it the first time in the anthology, and I'm sure you'll all let me know what you think. I hope you do. I hope you review. Again, tell me in the comments what you think, or ask me any questions about the story, and I'll do my best to answer them in the next video. In this second segment, I want to talk about The Curse of Mary. That book was the first full-length novel I'd ever completed, and it means the world to me. It was the first novel I'd seriously stuck to a publishing house, which was at the time it was Fantasy, and S.J. Davis, Sarah Jane Davis. I cannot tell you how much I love you, and I am so grateful for everything you've done for me. You gave me the world when I had absolutely nothing, and for that I'll forever be thankful and loyal to Fantasy, which is an imprint of Crushing Hearts and Black Butterfly. They are a fantastic company with a fantastic structure and conduct. Everything's professional. It is a family. Everybody helps each other and everybody supports each other, and I couldn't ask for a better home for my books and myself as an author. I'm a new author. I'm still a newbie. I still don't feel quite like I've got there. The Curse of Mary, when it was first released, was an international bestseller. For 6 weeks it were in the top 40, both in the UK and the US, on Amazon. For a debut novel, I felt pretty proud of myself, and I know that people work so hard for so long to get what I got in just a short period of time, and I feel so grateful and so lucky and fortunate to have had that opportunity. The Curse of Mary is a horror. It's very, very graphic in both violence, paranormal and sex. It's historic, it's got romance, it's got magic, it's got so many different elements, and I hope it shows how much I love history. I feel we've got so much to learn from history, and in majority of the books that I write, there's a historical and mythology element in there. Mary's story is about a young girl called Mary Campbell. She's the daughter of Michael and Sarah Campbell, who are at odds with a rival family, the Percys, which you can go and Google. They're responsible for the Battle of Shrewsbury. They side with the king on an argument with the rival family. So the rival family start vandalising their property and causing harm to their staff, and Michael Campbell decides to call upon the demon Izisti. He knows the risk, he knows the demon's temperamental, he knows the price of what it costs for Izisti to be appeased and help. And he goes through with it anyway. and his daughter is nominated by him and the rest of the family to be the sacrificial lamb. Poor Mary. And she grows very cold towards her family. They've lied to her. They've been really cruel, not just to her, but to the demon itself as well, as she feels. She falls in love with the demon. And like anybody, no matter what era you were born in, no matter who you are and what your background, when you fall in love, you want to shed all boundaries and shed all restrictions and the rules, throw it to the wind and be with that person. In this segment, I'll talk about my third release of the year, which is the prequel to The Curse of Mary, which is out on the 22nd of July, and the prequel's out on the 14th of October. The prequel, I had an argument with myself at the very beginning of writing the prequel, because I'm as I said before, I am still a newbie writer, and I didn't feel like I had enough experience to write what I wanted to write in a sequel. So I thought the most natural thing for me to do is take two of the characters that I absolutely adore from The Curse of Mary and give them a backstory. In fact, I've given everybody who got mentioned in the main book a backstory. So we get to know the demon Izisti in all his glory. And then we get to know Helen Dalton, who is the matriarch of the family, the Campbell family line. She marries Charles Campbell, and I bring them both to life in the prequel. We get to know a completely different side of Helen Dalton that you didn't get from the main book. We see her in her time and as she is, rather than from a diary reference or a character's opinion. Sorry, my cat is having a conversation with itself, and please excuse him. I really enjoy bringing these characters to life, especially Charles Campbell. Charles seems very organised, he's very adventurous, and I really enjoyed writing his section because it inspired me for another project. And I think he was a man before his time. He loves art, he's French, so he loves cuisine, and he loves women, and he loves he's very patriotic about being French. However, France is in just as much of a muggle as England and Scotland is. They all have civil war, so he chooses the better of the two evils, basically. And he's like most of the Campbell men. He's kind and generous and intelligent, but at the same time he has a naive streak. That merge between the Dalton line and the Campbell line changes everything for Izisti and Anthony Meadow, and then we see the consequences of that change. And again, it's in different sections, and for the overall series, what I'm trying to set out as the underlying point of the three books is: don't step on somebody else's toes to get where you want to go. Work hard for it. Believe in your own skills, in your own talent, and allow yourself to be you. Be honest, have integrity. Don't pull other people down. It's not worth it. Why are you concerning yourself with somebody else? If you're going to work with somebody, you should both work hard and you should both take the credit. I wish there was no place for egos in this world, and I wish that people could shine in all the colours, everything they come with, the good, the bad and the stupid. Everybody makes mistakes, everybody falls victim to nerves and self-deprivation and falls victim to criticism. What I do care about is the fact that somebody somewhere has taken the time to go to Amazon, Goodreads or any other platform, whether it be their blog or their Facebook page, whatever, they're taking the time to really absorb what you've given them and write about it. Whether it's a good review or a bad review, they're taking the time. You should be grateful for that and nothing else. Okay, this is a wrap up of this video and I hope you've all enjoyed. I'm just going to give a few shout outs to Camilla, love you, Andrew, Sky, Jessica and somebody else who I hold very dear, Anthony Crowley. I know we're going to be meeting up for Drinky Poos real soon and I'm really looking forward to it. Hope you don't mind a shout out. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you don't mind me completely ad-libbing this. I've made a few key points for a script. It was completely spontaneous. I haven't done my face, I haven't done my hair, I've not put my washing up away, but that's just me. You're only going to get me. I'm not going to edit out the ums and the ands and because the more I do this I'm going to get better. I just hope you can excuse this for being the first time I've ever made a video. I've been nervous all the way through. I'm thinking on the top of my head, trying to answer questions that I can remember from social media such as Facebook, Twitter. I don't go on Twitter as much as I should do, but I am going to spend at least twice a week on there from here on. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, I spend a lot of time on Facebook. I know a lot of yous, a lot of people are asking to add me as a friend. I cannot take any more friend requests. I'm at capacity. Capacity is 5,000, I'm at 4,500 and odd, something like that. I want to reserve some space for people I'm going to meet along the way who want to work with me or want to collaborate in some way. And if you can hear any interfering noise such as birds, I've got the door open, you can probably hear my big fat Persian cat having a conversation with himself. If you can hear any kids, they're in the yard next door and next door but one. Thank you for watching. I hope you care enough to comment and hit subscribe. Thank you for your time.